Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, Commercial Subjects Group Level 2, Communication Skills, Chapter 5, Stages of Conducting a Meeting. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to discuss the arrangement before the meeting, explain how to conduct during the meeting, and finally, list the stages after the meeting. Let's start with an engaging starters. Imagine that your older brother graduated from university by master's degree. Your father asked you to arrange a party for him next week, inviting all your family and your brother's friends. What arrangement you will do for your brother's party? As we know, any party you're gonna do passes through stages. It's gonna be something you're gonna do before the party, during the party, and after the party. So before the party, you must know how many persons you're gonna invite, the place that you're gonna do the party and about the buffet. During the party, you're gonna welcome the visitors, or you're gonna welcome the people who came, and you're gonna check everything that is going fine. And after the party, you're gonna thank them for their coming, and you can give them simple gifts, or as we call a giveaway. Let's start with our first objective, stages of conducting a meeting. As we have mentioned previously, the party passes through stages. Even the meeting, it passes through 3 stages. Something gonna be done before the meeting, and issues gonna be done during the meeting and after the meeting. We're gonna start with before the meeting. Let's see what we're gonna do before the meeting. First of all, we must know the objectives, the participants, the time, place, notice, agenda, and the final preparation. Now I'm going to explain them in details. Determining the purpose of the meeting, or as we have mentioned previously, the objective. We must know the purpose of this meeting, why I'm going to do this meeting, so that I can choose the best type of meeting, as we have mentioned in our previous lesson. Either going to be formal meeting, or informal, or electronic meeting. Then gonna select the participant. If our meeting is related about the budgeting, for example, so all the participants who are gonna add value, only those attendees will add value, we're gonna invite them to this meeting. And the chairman, he must know the participant, at least their name and their job title and from which department. Then choosing the time. Choosing the time is very important. I must choose the time that best suits the chairman and the participants. Selecting the place. When I'm going to select the place, there are many things that I have to put in my mind. First of all, availability of the room. Now let's say, for example, I want conference room number 2 at 10 o'clock. Before I send the notice, I must make sure if this room is available at that time or no. Appropriate size of the room. If the participants are 50, the room must fit to these number of people. Appropriate furniture. I must make sure that the chairs are okay, they're not damaged, for example. Then, suitable lights and ventilation. The light must be okay. The ventilation, with the ventilation, the air conditioner or the AC. Okay, the ventilation must be good at that place. And make sure that the place is free from noise, because we're going to have meeting, we're going to discuss, we don't want anyone to interrupt us. Most of the companies, they keep the meeting room at the end of the company, away from the reception area, so that there will be no noise. And then finally, I must make sure from the cost. Here we mean by the cost for the people, if we have someone going to come from outside Bahrain, we must look for the accommodation and for the flight. Also making the final preparation. Now today is the meeting. Before, so that make sure that everything is going fine, I must follow these points. I have to arrive before the meeting. Let's say, for example, the meeting at 10 must be there at least at 9:30. Make sure the audio-visual equipment works properly. If I'm going to need a laptop or a data show, I must make sure that they are working. Make sure all materials ready. When I go, I must make sure that if I need any stationery, papers, pens, they are ready on the meeting table. Then finally, remind the participants on the day, time, and place of a meeting. Yes, we've sent them a notice, but also we must remind them at least one day before by sending an email reminding them about the meeting date that will be held tomorrow, for example. During the meeting. Now we are in the meeting. There's also things are going to be done during the meeting. First of all, greeting participants. The manager or the chairman will welcome the participants. Then, last meeting matters. As we have said previously, they're going to discuss what have they taken in the previous meeting and what actions have been done. Number 3, direct the meeting. Here, they're going to start with today's meeting, discuss today's point. And number 4, final comments. In the final comments, now during the meeting, if they discussed any points, maybe some points need voting. So here, the chairman will announce for a vote. Last point is closing the meeting. He will thank them for their coming for the meeting and going to announce the time and place of the next meeting if they need any meeting. The last point is after the meeting. Now the meeting is done. There's some points or some things that will be done between the chairman and the secretary. The chairman, the secretary, they're gonna check the notes. While the chairman was discussing with the members, the secretary was sitting next to him and noting down what the manager or chairman is saying. And that we call it the notes. After that, she's gonna write the minutes and distribute it on the participants or the members that came to the meeting. Number 3, follow-up. The chairman will follow up with the participants regarding if there were any action that have been taken or no. And finally, they're going to evaluate the meeting. Some of the companies, they send like a form for the participant to evaluate the meeting. Now I'm going to move on to the questions. Question 1. When selecting the place of the meeting, make sure that there is A, stationary items, B, an agenda, C, a notice sent to participants, D, adequate light and ventilation. The answer is D, adequate light and ventilation. Question 2. Meeting must start precisely on time and participant must A, arrive after the meeting, B, pay attention, C, disturb the chair, D, go to the work on time. The answer is B, pay attention. Question 3. The chair should send out the notice of meeting in good time. True or false? The answer is true. Question 4. During the meeting, make sure the chairman is writing notes of the meeting. True or false? The answer is false. Not the chairman, it must be the secretary. Last question is, when closing the meeting, inform the participants the time, place, and objectives of the next meeting. True or false? The answer is true. Thank you for listening, and you can follow this lesson on the website of Military Education and on the EduNet. Wish you all the best.